Hello and welcome to Mignolaverse.com. This is Daniel LaPlante. We're talking Hellboy and the BPRD Saturn Returns Part 1 of 3. I know you guys are realizing that this is a bit of a change in format, but I'll talk about that more after my little quick review. In short, though, we're going to start doing these just little teeny tiny quick weekly reviews that are really informal, just kind of discussions. This one's just going to be just me, but maybe in the future we'll have more. This issue actually came out a couple weeks ago. I decided just start talking about it now because there actually hasn't really been any news this week, so I figured this would be an easy start. This is actually off the bat, this issue reminds me a lot of X-Files. And the reason for that is because Hellboy doesn't typically do these mysteries where he's dealing with local police, kind of disconnected from the Bureau. He usually does these sort of under the Bureau's purview, and he's usually given most of his information up front, whereas in this one, we actually didn't get much info at all. We didn't really get an exposition dump, other than some very basic stuff like, people went missing, there's a basement out in the woods, that kind of stuff. So I feel like just from that regard, this issue has already piqued my interest a lot because it's a lot more of a police procedural, not police procedural. That's not it at all. Well, like I said, X-Files. It reminds me a lot of that. Like Monster of the Week, they get sent out in the middle of nowhere with hardly any info, and then they solve it that way. And I love those kinds of stories. Not to mention this first issue, or this first page, I should say. It takes place in New Hampshire, and this first page gets me super, super nostalgic because, well, I don't live in New Hampshire. I live in New England, and going up to New Hampshire is like one of my favorite things to do. It's just so beautiful out there. And so seeing these fall colors for New Hampshire is just really nostalgic to me. So this whole issue has like a personal nostalgia attached to it. We got Christopher Mitten doing the artwork here, along with Brendan Wagner doing the colors. I noticed throughout this issue that Wagner, I believe it's Wagner who did this, is giving everybody these like puffy red noses because of the fall, which A, is super nostalgic to me, and B, it just looks adorable. But I don't know why. That just super caught my interest. I shouldn't say my interest, it just caught my attention. I don't know. I can't speak. Whatever. This is my first round of this, so who cares if I'm being all messed up and whatnot? We're gonna do these super good or whatever. Seeing Mitten draw Hellboy is pretty interesting. I don't believe he's drawn Hellboy. At least he might have drawn him. I've seen him do like Twitter stuff, but like he's never actually done it for a book, I believe. So he's done Witchfinder, Rasputin. What else has he done? He's done BPRD Devil You Know stuff. Maybe he has. I don't really remember. But regardless, the way he draws Hellboy is very distinct. You can always just tell Mitten's art immediately. It's always super noticeable. I don't know really what it is about it. Like it's mainly the hair, the way he draws hair, and also the facial expressions. He has a very particular facial expression he uses a lot with the person, sort of nodding their head to the side from the side. That's a very Christopher Mitten sort of panel. So you can immediately tell his artwork by seeing that. So that's pretty nostalgic to me. I don't know if it's nostalgic. I'm using the word nostalgia a lot today because I don't feel like thinking of other words, but whatever. And I like I said, I feel like my favorite part about this is just the small town sort of vibe. Some police officers dealing with stuff that they don't really know what they're dealing with. Some other stuff that's being hinted at, sort of. We get like what seems to be kind of like fake paranormalism. I don't know how to explain it. Like there's scribbles on the wall, but they're not actually really paranormal stuff. They're just kind of random gibberish just scribbled on the wall. So there's this kind of idea of it being like fake fake, I don't know what you would call it. Well, just fake paranormal, I guess. I don't know. And so that's pretty interesting. Seeing Hellboy dealing with something that could be potentially somewhat artificial. There's a lot of gore in this too. A lot of really disgusting bodies. I'm also just kind of flipping through this at the moment. So if you hear those papers turning, that is why. And we've set up a lot of characters in this one issue, which is pretty impressive on its own. Normally it's really hard to establish so many characters in the very first issue of a book, but a lot of them are, I wouldn't say stereotypes, but they revolve around certain archetypes where it's pretty easy to get them. So that's probably why it was so easy to establish them. Like the doctor person here is very like, oh, well, I'm just the doctor. We got the chief who's very like calm and collected, but gets a little bit angry. Then we also got some of his underlings, and we got Hellboy's partner. What was her name again? I don't know if she's actually been in another Hellboy book. See, the thing about Mitten's artwork is that sometimes the characters look like, well, it's not really his artwork. It's just that, like, sometimes with the Hellboy artists, their styles are so different that it's hard to tell if some of the characters are people you've seen before because they look so different. All right. Special Agent Oates. Oh, no. Special Agent Kinsley. Wait, Kinsley's been in something, right? I know Kinsley. What am I? Hold up. I'm gonna Google this. Yeah, I looked it up. I don't think Agent Kinsley's been in anything else, but regardless, they kind of set her up to be, smart BPRD agent. They haven't gone a ton into her character just yet, but we also have a side plot going with Liz Sherman. I'm not really sure where that's going right now. I'm pretty interested in seeing that. I don't know if it's actually going to connect to the larger overarching plot, but if not, I don't know, because I feel like these stories, these Hellboy and the B.P.R.D. Time, like yearless stories, if you want to call them that, aren't supposed to actually connect with the larger yeared Hellboy and the B.P.R.D. books. I don't know how to explain it, but if they have, it kind of feels like they're setting up a side plot that might be working into something. So I don't really know, to be honest. Maybe this is supposed to all connect to something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know if Hellboy and the B.P.R.D. the yeared books are coming back anytime soon. They haven't announced anything for them. I'm sure they are at some point. I don't even understand. Like, but yeah, that's the thing about this first issue. There's so many different mysteries set up that I'm really interested in seeing continued. Which is very, I don't want to say rare for a Hellboy book, because they are always mystery books, but usually you're given like a big kind of exposition dump at the beginning, at which point you're then sort of brought into like the action part of it, because Hellboy is more of like an action horror thing. This is a very like, X-Files-y monster of the week sort of horror thing. I don't know. I like it. I'm really interested in this. It's really, really hyping me up for Halloween. I love my Halloween mysteries. I've been super Halloweened up recently. Well, I should probably talk really quick about what's going on with the website and stuff. We're coming back right now. That's pretty much it. But I took a bunch of months off. I haven't been doing a whole lot recently in regards to like filmmaking and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to be back. Alex and Gwen can feel free to kill me if they want to. I want to get the website back up and running, but I haven't been wanting to do any film stuff because I hate seeing my face on camera. Not to mention that I don't have a very good backdrop, and my camera itself is very, very, very poor. It doesn't function very well. It's so difficult to handle. So I have been waiting. I want to save up for some proper equipment. But in the meantime, we're just going to do this sort of audio thing. We're going to do this once a week, and just kind of discuss the news of the week. It normally won't be very long, but 5 to 10 minutes. I do want to get the podcast up and going again. I have 2 episodes recorded that I haven't actually uploaded, but I will upload them eventually whenever I feel, motivated. In the future, I might just kind of, put them into the thing and let them go. I want to start like editing it together in a way that, I don't know, makes it a bit higher quality. But for now, I don't have a ton of time on me, and plus I'm very tired all the time after work, so trying to make it easier on myself and not burning myself out. I just turned to the page for Man or Black. We got to start discussing Man or Black too, because that's not Hellboy related, but it's Tyler Crook, so we got to discuss Tyler Crook. He's a Hellboy boy. But yeah, that's this is my very informal first one. I'll probably have more of a script for these later, but it's just something to keep me going once a week. Easy enough to do. But let me know what you guys think of this very first part. It's probably very poorly made, but whatever. Who cares? I sure as hell don't. But yeah, bye-bye.